Welcome to AlfTalksArsenal. The Prem is back this weekend, and this round genuinely has a bit of everything. Welcome back to the channel. A title race test for Arsenal is on. Man City trying to stay alive in the chase, and Spurs heading to Anfield while sitting just above the relegation zone. Yes, that is a real sentence in 2026. So let's break it down. The biggest games and the biggest stories heading into the Prem weekend. Let's get it. The Premier League is back. So we're going to start with Arsenal today. Arsenal host Everton, and this is exactly the kind of fixture that quietly defines title races. I will be at that game tomorrow, and I cannot wait to be sitting there and watch us absolutely smash up Everton 3-0. On paper, Arsenal are clear favourites. We should do this. We are top of the league, best attack in the division, and one of the best defensive records as well. So this should be, I'm not going to say a walk in the park, but it sort of feels like we should be all right. The Emirates has been a fortress for us this season, so there's no reason why this can't go our way. But Everton are not the sort of team that gives you any easy afternoon. They are organised, they are physical, and they're very comfortable turning games into battles. They sit 8th in the table, they're doing alright, which already tells you they are not just turning up here to make up the numbers. They're going to want this game. And their away record this season has actually been pretty strong. So the pattern of the game is not hard to imagine at this point. Everton are going to sit deep. It will be low block football, lots of duels, lots of second balls, crosses into the box, of course, and Arsenal needing patience. It is going to be as simple as that. Arteta said in his press conference this week that the margins in the title race are tiny, and that's exactly the type of game he's talking about. So if we do see some low block football, hopefully Arsenal can score quickly and that'll open things up and we should breeze it. But if it is cagey and Everton low block and, we end up 50 minutes into the game, I could see them scoring and then it's going to be absolute chaos football. Title races are rarely decided by the glamorous fixtures. They're decided by games like this. Games where the opposition want chaos and you have to stay calm enough to impose your football anyway. The Arsenal midfield is likely to be crucial here. Declan Rice, Zubimendi, Eze is probably going to be the midfield three. Rice gives you the defensive control. We all know what he can do. Zubimendi keeps the structure. Absolute hero this season. And Eze gives you the creativity between the lines, hopefully. Hopefully it's going to be an on day for Eze. Because if it is an on day for Eze, it's always a good day. So let's hope Eze's on form tomorrow. Then ahead of them, you've got Saka, Martinelli and Gyökeres likely. I don't mind that front three. Gyökeres is the interesting one because he gives Arsenal a proper focal point up front. Someone who can occupy centre-backs, hold the ball up and finish chances inside the box. Should be a good game for Gyökeres, I think. If Arsenal start quickly, this could be a comfortable win. So that's what I'm hoping. An early goal should lead to more goals. But if Everton turn it into a scrap, win duels and start sending balls into the box, then suddenly this becomes a test of patience. And the other reason this game matters is what happens later in the weekend. Man City travel to West Ham. City are still chasing Arsenal in the title race at time of recording. They're 7 points behind with a game in hand, so this is not over yet. Any slip up from Arsenal immediately brings them right back into the conversation. West Ham, meanwhile, are fighting for survival. They're sitting in the relegation zone and every point matters now. But unfortunately for them, Man City is probably one of the worst fixtures you could ask for at this stage in the season. City will dominate the ball. Rodri will run the midfield, and eventually the ball will end up near Haaland, which should result in goals. The interesting question here is whether West Ham can make it awkward. I'm just going to say now, City are not on form, right? Like, they just had that draw against Forest. They've just been spanked by Real Madrid away. So I'm just wondering if this is actually probably a good time for West Ham to be playing Man City. But it could go either way. We will see how this game turns out. But West Ham could get something. I feel it. Somerville's out. I just feel like West Ham could do something in this game. We might be in for an upset. Now imagine if Arsenal win and City draw or City lose. It would just be, that would be it, I think. I think that would be it. It's one hand on the trophy at that point. Teams fighting relegation often play with a level of desperation that makes games unpredictable. But if City score first, this could quickly become one of those controlled Pep wins where they suffocate the game. So Arsenal fans will be watching that one very closely. But while the title race is the serious part of the weekend, there's another storyline that is honestly even more surreal. And it is time for Spurs Watch. Spurs travel to Anfield sitting 16th in the table, 1 point above the relegation zone. Now, I have been reporting on Spurs the whole week. I am so invested in this Spurs downfall, it is unreal. So I'm very much looking forward to seeing what happens here. They're coming into this match having lost 5 games in a row. They have conceded 14 goals in 4 games in all competitions. Igor Tudor, this fraud, is still in charge as of today. Give him the job full time. So he is still very much in charge, but the pressure on him is absolutely enormous. In his press conference today ahead of the game, he basically told his squad they have 2 choices right now. They can cry or they can fight. That's what he's saying. That's what he's saying to the press, which probably tells you exactly where Spurs are mentally heading into this game. I will also state at this point, Romero's out, Paulinho's out, and Mickey van der Ven is suspended. Defence is going to be a terrible mess at this point. So I think Spurs are going to be in a bit of trouble here. Let's make it happen. Come on, we've got to manifest this. We manifest this spanking by Liverpool this weekend. Because Liverpool is one of the hardest fixtures in football, especially away. And they're not in form, but you just see Liverpool. I said in my video last night, you just see Liverpool turning up to Anfield and saying, we're going to smash these guys up today. I just imagine it's going to be 3-4-0 or something like that. Maybe a classic Spurs 4-1. I'm going to go with 4-1. Because when your team is low on confidence, it makes it even worse, and we all know where Spurs are mentally at the moment. Liverpool are pushing for Champions League places. Their home form has been mixed. They've not been the best this season, as we all know. Spurs, meanwhile, have struggled defensively all season. They concede a lot of chances. They struggle against top sides, which makes this game a very uncomfortable one if you support Spurs. From an Arsenal perspective, though, it is undeniably funny. Because if Liverpool win and results elsewhere go against Spurs, they could find themselves drifting even closer to the relegation places. I think this could be the weekend they drop in. Arsenal chasing the title while Spurs are looking over their shoulder at the bottom 3. Sensational, what a time to be alive. You could not script a stranger North London storyline. But the weekend doesn't stop there, my friends. There are several other games with real significance across the table, which I'm very much looking forward to. United host Villa in a huge clash in the race for a Champions League place. That's going to be a good game, that. Both teams are level on points, so the winner there could take a big step towards the top 4. If you're Chelsea, if you're Liverpool, you probably want Man United to win that, because it means Aston Villa are more likely to come out of the top 4/top 5. Speaking of Chelsea, they face Newcastle in another important game in the race for Europe. Chelsea have been inconsistent, but they're still very much in the conversation. Down at the bottom of the table, there are also some enormous games. Burnley host Bournemouth in a match Burnley realistically have to win. Wolves travel to Brentford knowing they are running out of time to climb out of the bottom. And I have to say, I quite like Wolves at the moment. Between Burnley and Wolves, it's going to be Wolves who come out, I think. They just have the form, they've got the momentum. They're just playing without worry. It's an amazing thing to see. Forest face Fulham in another game that could swing the relegation fight. Come on, Forest. So across the league, there is tension everywhere. The title race. It is on. Can Arsenal push? The race for Europe, who's going to make those top 4, top 5 places? And a relegation battle that now includes clubs nobody expected to see there. But from an Arsenal POV, everything still comes back to one simple thing. Handle your business, boys. Beat Everton. I'm going to be at that game. Let's go. 3-0. Come on. Let's put the pressure straight back on Man City. And let's hope West Ham can do something. Because the reality of a title race is every weekend matters. Every result matters. Every win moves you one step closer. So Arsenal fans, what are your predictions? Arsenal versus Everton, what do you think? I'm going to go with 3-0. West Ham versus City, I'm going to go 2-2. I'm going to go Desmond on that one. Liverpool Spurs, I'm going to go 4-1. Let me know in the comments what you think. And if you'd like this video, please give the channel a subscribe. Give the video a like. I really appreciate it. I got my first subscriber today on this channel. Literally made my day. So if you want to be my 2nd, 3rd, 4th, hit that button. Also, use some hype points. Why not? If you want, of course. Have a great weekend. Happy Prem, and I'll see you on the next one. Peace.